The zombie apocalypse? Could it actually be happening in Ukraine? That's what we're going to talk about today, because yesterday Russia launched a massive 81 rocket attack, and not one of them was shot down. That's an important question, because the West has given Zelensky and Ukraine billions of dollars of anti-aircraft systems. Yet out of the 81 missiles launched, not one was shot down, and very little collateral damage happened. I think maybe 5 to 10 people were killed, and all as far as collateral damage is concerned. We're gonna talk about that today. Yeah! Got some like war music from Streamlabs, totally royalty free. That's awesome. Welcome to the Life is a Miracle podcast. There's people who are like completely lost, have no idea. There's people that are confused, and then there's you, the wonderful, enlightened viewers that are looking for the opportunities in the dawn of a new golden age. And like I'm talking about, this broadcast was brought to you by you.com. The AI into I, man. Come on. So we're going to talk about this idea of Ukraine being the zombie apocalypse moment in our time. That's right. We don't have to think about it. The zombie apocalypse is here. So let me turn down this music, getting all excited. So yeah, man. Okay, so this is the deal. Yeah, music's just raging. So yeah, Russia launched an 81 strong guided precision missile attack on Ukraine, and it looks like this. All right, this was February 10th. Okay, so a month later, they went like this. And what they did was completely annihilate the energy production plants, the power plants. They went after the power plants. And so what Russia is doing is a very methodical approach. All right, I can't know if I can deal with this dramatic music. Call of Duty. Let's get out of the Call of Duty thing and get into more of a less intense. Jeez. Okay, what do we got going here? Sorry. That should be better. Come on. Anyways, it'll come. So, there we go. So this is what's been going on, all right? So this is Ukraine before, this is the Donbass region. I keep, dumbass is gonna come out of my mouth one of these days. Donbass region, all right? So I don't know, you may have heard of Mariupol before, but Russia came in with an economy of force, and they wanted to kind of bum rush the thing. They were looking for a surrender. And they figured if they came in, they had about 200,000 forces. If they came in strong, they would end it quick, and Zelensky would enter into negotiations. But Putin didn't expect the West, okay, to come in and support Zelensky the way they did, because America has given, not NATO, America has given Ukraine close to $100 billion. That's right, $100 billion in terms of weapons, artillery, tanks, missiles, aid, cash. So Putin kind of misjudged the operation, right? So he fell back. He fell back from these regions up here. I don't know if you can see that. From these regions up here, he fell back from March of last year and concentrated his forces here. And so since within that year, the Russian forces have grown from 200,000 to 500,000. And so, oops, I'm sorry, I'm doing all of this talking about the thing I didn't change. The thing I gotta remember that. Okay, so, all right. So what were we talking? We were talking about this here. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. So, so the Russians came in strong right around here, right? I don't know if you've heard of Mariupol before. So this is Mariupol, Donetsk, and the Bakhmut. Bakhmut is right up here, closer to the Russian border. So all of this was engaged at one time, sort of like a blitzkrieg. It didn't work out. Putin didn't expect the resistance, so he fell back and just concentrated forces here, protecting these routes to the Black Sea and waterways that are important, right? So now this is what's happening, Bakhmut. Now, if Bakhmut falls, well, here I'll play it for you. I'll play it for you right here. Let me go lower left. All right, and I can cut the music and go.
So if you have this defensive line and suddenly Bakhmut falls and the front balloons up, you've increased the amount of frontage dramatically.
Okay, I'm going to play that again in case you didn't catch it. I thought I was going to play it again.
It's a magnet. So any extra forces you have from the Ukrainians get thrown into Bakhmut, reserves thrown into Bakhmut. Same thing with the Russians. Ukrainians have run out of troops to put into Bakhmut. They don't have anybody left. They're going to, any reserves they scramble will be sent to Bakhmut. Russia's still sitting on anywhere from 120 to 200,000 reserves that are still being trained, organized, and they're being prepared to be introduced to the battlefield. So if you have this defensive line and suddenly Bakhmut falls and the front balloons up, you've increased the amount of frontage dramatically. You've gone from, here, and then it balloons up to here. Russia has troops that can fill this gap.
Okay, so let's see what he's talking about, okay? Bakhmut, right? He says if Bakhmut falls, and he does a thing like this with his arms, Russia's going to fill the void. Now, what void is he talking about? He's talking about this void, right? So here's Donetsk. Bakhmut is, Mariupol is here, Donetsk is here, and Bakhmut is closer to the Russian border. So if this city falls here, they're going to fall back. The Ukrainians, where they're going to fall back? They're going to fall back behind the river. So they're going to go from having this area under control to all of this area. All right? Just if that one city falls, the Ukrainian troops will look for a natural defensive line, and that natural defensive line will be on the other side of these waterways. So Bakhmut has fallen, and so now it's the mud season. All right? That's right. That's right. Ukraine has a mud season. I didn't know they had a mud season, but apparently they do. Now, the mud season is so intense in that part of the world that if you go off the paved highways, you can sink 5-10 feet in the mud, and it doesn't matter how technically advanced your vehicle is, you're done, baby. Okay? Russia, Ukraine, doesn't matter. So now the Ukrainians have to make a sort of somewhat frantic move back because Bakhmut and all of the supply lines. So let's take a look again at what the Russians attacked. They attacked this entire infrastructure. So they attacked all of the supply lines, the logistical centers that were feeding the front. They attacked the energy, the power plants that were providing electricity and power to the surrounding areas. So they basically just sort of froze Ukraine in time, and that's why I'm calling it like the zombie apocalypse, because that's, it's kind of what it almost represents, because Ukraine is dead. All right, it's over. The only reason Zelensky is still like this annoying character running around in his potato sack begging for money is that the West is keeping him alive. And what is so awesome about the zombie apocalypse is this is the first time. Okay, so this has been happening forever. Right, so we go into Vietnam, we go to Syria, we go to Libya, we go to Iraq, we go to Afghanistan. We fly in or we sail in, right? Because we're a maritime and aerospace power. We're not really a continental artillery marching power like Russia is. The Russian thing is artillery. Every day, all day. It's artillery, infantry. They're not a seafaring, maritime, or aerospace centric like we are. But they're starting to make these huge advances, Russia is, because their backs are against the wall. So we would come in there, blow up a bunch of stuff, and then Halliburton and the Carlyle Group and Blackstone and Vanguard, they would just come in and rebuild the place, right? And all of the politicians and everybody that's on the inside knows this is going on. And everybody on the inside, like they've seen this with Pelosi, they're buying up stocks of Vanguard, Blackstone, and Carlyle Group, and Halliburton, and everybody's getting paid. Lots of poor people are dying, but everybody's getting paid. But this time, they're throwing money into a sinkhole that doesn't exist. It's just this black hole, this zombie apocalypse. Halliburton, Carlyle Group, Vanguard, BlackRock, they're not going to be rebuilding Ukraine. They're not going to be arm with Russia. So the paradigm has changed. The ancient world of this military industrial complex is meeting the zombie apocalypse. It's awesome. It's incredible. And I just want to relate this one last thing, how incredible this time is, this zombie apocalypse moment. Okay, so we gave Ukraine $100 billion plus. $100 billion plus. Yeah, I can't believe it either, man. Yeah, I feel the same way. All right. I'm looking for a way to get that boo in there. All right, so it's not just the Americans that are this stupid. So we've had the Germans give the iris enhanced air defense support. So the iris is the infrared imaging tail thrust vector control system. Let's give it up. Let's give it up for the iris. All right, and then the Norwegians came up with a NASAM. Let's give it up for the Norwegians. National Advanced Surface-to-Air System, right? Another air system. And then, where is it? Oh, yeah, the NASAMs, that's right. The NASAMs. And then the U.S., oh, can't forget the U.S. Patriot missile. Where's the U.S. Patriot? Over there. Oh, the U.S. Patriot missile, which stands for Phased Array Tracking Radar to intercept on target, right? So we gave all of these these missile defense systems, right? What do they call them? Strategic air enhanced air defense support. So we gave Ukraine billions of dollars of air enhanced defense support. Build the top of the line in terms of defense. But what happened? What happened? This happened, man. Uh-oh. What do you call it? You call it, how do you call this thing? It's called the, oh man, in Russian, it's called the Kenzal. I remembered, all right, the Kenzal, which means a dagger. The dagger in Russian. Okay, so this is a hypersonic missile. It goes 10,000 miles an hour. 10,000 miles an hour. It can carry 1,000-pound payload, conventional or nuclear. And the thing is, with this munitions, they used 6 of them, right? They're billion-dollar missiles, so you don't use them every day. But they're like bunker busters, all right? So here's the thing. There today, this was unveiled in March of, I think it was 2018, and was first used, I think, in March of last year. I don't know. They used it one time to go into an underground bunker that was just completely, totally fortified. And that's the point of a tactical nuclear weapon, is to use that force and firepower to hit things that conventional missiles can't destroy. A conventional missile can't destroy a fortified bunker, but this thing did, man. This thing, the Russians have it. It's in production, and we today, the United States of America, along with all of its Western allies, have no defense for this hypersonic missile. It's too fast and it's too agile. We don't have anything that can shoot it down. All right? And so Russia used 6 of these. You understand the impact of this? Russia yesterday, Russia used 6 Kenzals, 6 daggers to target these Patriot missile systems that are supposed to be these air defenses. So once these missile systems were obliterated by this hypersonic, super accurate precision rocket, then it was just like a walk in the park. Then they just took out what they wanted to do. They owned the skies over Ukraine. Before, we were the only ones that could do that. Before, we were the only ones that could rule the sky. Now Russia has proved to the world. So Russia could send one of these. Their range is not super long. I think it's only, I don't know, 3,000 kilometers. It's not a super long trajectory, but you stick it on a MiG-13, right? So Russia didn't even penetrate Ukraine airspace with the MiG, got it up there at Mach 2, then let it go, and this thing just went up to Mach 10. Mach 10, man. 10,000 miles an hour from the plane, had to go from Mach 2 to Mach 10, and then just boom, 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 boom. Destroyed the missile defense systems, the Patriot missiles, the NASAMS, the Iris-T, gifts that were given to Zelensky from the West. They're all gone now, or at least the ones that they brought out, at least the ones that they started up, they lit up to start, right? To start their defenses. So they probably had these slow rockets. They're like, oh, here come the rockets. These slow rockets that are coming like this. Then up in the stratosphere are the Kenzals, are the daggers, and they're wham, wham, wham. So everything has changed. Ukraine is the zombie apocalypse, man. Changing everything. A huge $100 billion sinkhole where all that money is never going to come back to the West. The pockets that are usually filled by this type of intervention aren't going to be filled because it's over. Ukraine is dead. It's only on life support because of the military-industrial complex and their hubris and stupidity, very much like the Battle of Austerlitz in the 1800s that ended the Holy Roman Empire. Well, NATO is kind of like a new Holy Roman Empire. The Euro, NATO is kind of like a new Holy Roman Empire. Bunch of unelected idiots trying to pretend they're important. Instead of Jesus Christ and the Christian cross they have as their savior, it's the pharmacy. Everything old, everything new is, everything old is new again or whatever. So, the zombie apocalypse is here, people. It's a beautiful thing. Let's give it up for the zombie apocalypse. So yeah, let's just take a look one last time. All right, so this is the munition that's changing everything. The Kenzal, the dagger. Mach 10, Mach 10. Russia just used it yesterday. 6 of them destroyed all the Patriot missiles, all the NASAMS, all the Iris-T air defense batteries that we gave Ukraine. And so now it's just a matter of time, man. Now it's just a matter of time. And I really believe that, you know, we are at the dawn of a new golden age, people. Come on. All right? The old world is over. It's over, man. You know, all of the these goofballs who are making money off of war, they're with their bunkers, right? Thinking, oh, you know, never going to be a nuclear war. They're never going to use tactical weapons on my bunker. They don't need to use a tactical weapon on your bunker, man. They could just throw one of these right down in there. Boom! Boom! All right. So, there's lots of opportunities for those who aren't afraid and who don't believe bullshit. If you don't believe the bullshit, okay, it could be scary cool, like starting today. Come here. This is Liam from Life is a Miracle podcast. Thanks for stopping by. And see you next time. Au revoir.